General nerdery.
So surprising no one of our generation who's involved in any way with the Turtles, which is pretty much everyone in our generation. Every time I've done something turtle related recently, which is a lot for this podcast episode, I've started singing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in my head.
Okay.
But annoyingly, it keeps transforming into the Teen Titans theme song as it goes on.
Interesting.
And I wasn't sure how my brain kept linking these two until I was talking to Steven today, and he straight up mixed the Ninja Turtles with the Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo movie. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not alone. I guess teen heroes, but, you know.
You know, I'm surprised with all this turtle stuff that I didn't get the theme song stuck in my head, but that's because I've had an entirely different theme stuck in my head.
Jump Ninja. I know.
Ever since a trailer dropped that we're going to talk about.
Fair enough. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. We're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And as you may have noticed, we are here today to talk about the motherfucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which would have looked really good on the toy line, but probably would have got them kicked out of Target.
Probably.
But before that, what have you been ingesting?
So I realized there was one that I forgot to bring up last time, but that's okay because it fits with something I watched this time. Because I did finally watch No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness.
You told me you watched Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I waited to watch that until I finally got to No Way Home. Because I didn't know how much they were going to link. There's a one-sentence reference in Multiverse of Madness that No Way Home happened.
So not really. See, the main reason I haven't watched No Way Home yet is because I watch most every movie with my wife, and she's not seen any of the previous Spider-Man movies, so there's been no do we have to watch 7 movies before I can show her this one that I want to watch?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I will not watch I will not watch Spider-Man 3 again.
That's fair.
And I'll probably skip Amazing Spider-Man 2, because it's a fucking mess, but I don't know.
Also fair.
Amazing Spider-Man 1, the one with the lizard, I'll actually argue for that movie. That had some good stuff.
You know what? I actually kind of enjoyed that one.
It's not great, but it was like a solid middle-of-the-line superhero movie.
I know. When it came out, my thought was like, if this is... Like, there's a bunch of little kids that this is going to be their first Spider-Man, and I'm okay with that.
Which, we were right. Look at how much people got excited about Andrew Garfield.
Oh, do you want to know why?
Because he's fucking great, but...
He had the... So there is, like, a major character death in that movie.
Yes.
I kind of didn't care. He had the line that made me fucking, like, tear up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. Just osmosis. I know pretty much everything that happens in that movie at this point.
This movie made all of the money. I'm going to assume people saw it. I'm going to just say just a mild spoiler.
Skip forward a minute if you haven't. You know the rules.
When he asks MJ if she's okay when he successfully saves her
from coming off the bridge.
Holy fuck. I just about, like, super fucking lost it. Just his delivery was amazing. That writing is amazing, having him ask in the first place. But the look on his face when he does it sold that moment so fucking hard.
The fact that MCU doesn't seem to have an Uncle Ben bothers me to no fucking end. But that's, whatever.
I was surprised at how truly different it was than Spider-Verse. Like, I knew it must be, because otherwise I would have heard people bring it up more. But at the same time, it's kind of what you think when...
Spider-Verse, yeah. But when people kept telling me, they're making a live-action Spider-Verse, and I'm like, that doesn't sound good. But this does look good. Like, this is... And I've seen some clip of them talking about fighting aliens, and Andrew being like, oh.
It's a much different little... Yeah, that part was actually really funny. Both of them are like, you've been to space? But, like, if Spider-Verse was about how anyone can put on the mask, this one is way more about what it means to
wear the mask. That's cool. You need to have different ways of... I like it.
And, like, what the right way should be. And trying to go back and fix mistakes, to be honest. I was surprised at how good it is. Probably not my favorite of the 3 Holland Spider-Mans so far.
What's your favorite of the Holland Spider-Mans?
Probably Far From Home.
Really?
Although, I mean, look, Keaton kills in that first one as the Vulture. He
Homecoming
is so fucking good. But
Homecoming
overall,
has those awkward teenage moments that I hate. Not that, like, in that movie that I hate, but the, like, oh god, it's awkward family dinner time with the boyfriend who knows, or the daughter's dad who knows something or whatever. Like, and the same with the fucking best example of the doing the scene well, but I fucking hate it, is in Ash versus the Evil Dead, where he's trying to convince his lady companion that her parents are Deadites.
oh, okay, yeah.
And that's just that whole awkward conversation happening around. Not, ooh, I can't. It makes my skin crawl. And Homecoming has a bit more of that than I like, but it's an act. It may be the best done teen superhero movie I've seen.
Yeah.
When it comes to being a teen superhero specifically.
I think Far From Home, to me, was kind of like the aged up, better version of the animated series.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the chord, like, that's where it got me, because it hit both the nostalgia hooks, plus, like, you're just giving me good Spider-Man, and, like, Mysterio was dope, and...
Mysterio is such a weird villain because nothing about him should work.
Right.
He's a weirdo with a bowl cut with a fishbowl helmet. And he's one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man villains.
Oh, fuck. But, God damn it, No Way Home was really, really good. The only thing was, it's far too long. I just don't know where you would trim things from that movie. Because there's not enough to separate it into two movies. Like, it kind of needs to be connected. But there's also not good chunks to take out to make it just like one movie. It feels like 2/3 of a movie that were kind of stuck together. Multiverse of Madness, I really liked. There's a lot of really cool things. It doesn't seem like it had a point. It felt like a solid B.
That's fair. So was the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this felt more pointless than that. At least the first Doctor Strange was a story about Doctor Strange.
Yes, okay, I'll give you... I just mean like they both ranked a solid B.
I will say, I think the first one is technically better.
As a movie?
I'm more likely to rewatch Multiverse of Madness.
Seeing as you're a Sam Raimi fan, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I feel like the Raimi doesn't show through that much.
Interesting. Some people told me it showed through a lot.
Maybe I'm more used to seeing Raimi?
Fair.
Or Raimi Unleashed, I guess?
Yes, no, this is watered down Raimi.
And, like, that's been Raimi his whole career. He's always done both. So it's not saying that one is more true to what he does than the other.
No, but this is the guy that did Evil Dead and the first Spider-Man movies. Like,
Right.
There's always been a range for him.
And this is way more in the Spider-Man vein than it is.
It would be weird if it was Evil Dead.
That being said, he doesn't get to unleash, but I think the movie easily has maybe the top 3, if not top 5 most disturbing deaths in the MCU so far.
No problem. I've seen some of them, thanks to TikTok.
One of them still kind of has me fucked up. I was not expecting what happened to one of the members of the Illuminati.
Just tell me which one, but don't tell me about the death.
I mean, look, this is minor spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, because they didn't reveal that this member was in the Illuminati in the trailer. So, 3, 2, 1, Black Bolt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I knew about that because Anson, I'm becoming a pretty solid Anson Mount fan thanks to one of the things I've been ingesting.
I was not prepared for his death. It is both very sudden and pretty fucked up. But, I don't know, like, I kind of felt like there was... The plan for this movie was they didn't want to not do anything with Doctor Strange for a bit, but they still haven't gotten to the point where the rest of the universe is set up for them to do the Doctor Strange movie they actually want to do.
Oh, I could see that.
And it was kind of like this movie was just confirming that the multiverse exists for anyone who didn't watch Loki.
Well, and we've talked about it over on Noob Island. Go check out our other podcast, yada, yada, yada. Doctor Strange is such a hard character to do because when he works right and you're able to go full weird, it works great. But where that worked best was like 40 years ago in Marvel Comics when there wasn't a lot of eyes on the B-level books like Doctor Strange, and you could just do whatever wild Roger Stern shit popped into your head.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got a fucking however many hundreds of millions of dollars movie that Benedict Cumberbatch is leading, with every Disney executive watching extremely closely, and they're like, I'm sorry, you want to do what now?
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like it was pulling the taffy. Like it was doing something interesting while we're waiting for everything else to get set up so that they can actually use these characters again.
Fair. I mean, we've talked about it. Thor's the one I'm most excited about, and I hear that one's a hot mess, but it's a fun hot mess.
Right. And it's
It's a Taika Thor movie. That's all I needed from it, boy.
Right, and it's like,
Is it
like we've both read enough Thor to know that like being a hot mess is
90% of Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, hot mess is on brand.
Am I gonna kind of laugh and look at very pretty people across the gender spectrum? Yes, it's a Taika Thor movie.
And here's the thing: it's kind of like the Multiverse of Madness. I hear a lot of people bring up Wanda's arc in it and how it doesn't. I've heard some people say character assassination. I'm not sure if I would go that far. I feel like her turn in this is better set up than 90% of the time it is in comics.
Yeah, and Wanda... Look.
It's still not something I like, and I think I'll agree with a podcaster I've mentioned many, many times on here before, Mark Bernardin. There is a part about halfway through the movie where you could have switched the bad guy to being Doctor Strange. It would make the movie about Doctor Strange. And it would give us a lot more, it would have made sense in that part of the movie, and it'd give us a lot more insight into him as a character, but...
That's an interesting idea. God, I keep referencing Noob Island, but we talk about it on our Wanda episode. Wanda is a fascinating character, largely defined by creator laziness and sexism. Mm-hmm. Because when they don't know what to do with Wanda, she turns evil. And modern creators like James Robinson have done really interesting things with Wanda actually examining having mental illness and like how to deal with that when your power is to literally warp reality. But it kind of makes it inevitable with the number of times that Wanda has turned evil
that it
that
has
Wanda
to
was
happen
going
at
to
least
turn
once.
evil.
Yeah.
Or return back to evil because blah 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 blah. But I never like that story. So I'm not excited for that story.
It also just continues their trend of further setting up the Young Avengers.
Oh, right, because Miss America Chavez. See, that's the one I give a shit about.
Right, and, God, I can't remember her last name, but Xochitl does a great job playing America Chavez. I wish there was more to the character other than her being a living MacGuffin for the movie. But, like, she's fine. She's great. There's just not much given for her.
Have you seen any of Miss Marvel yet?
Not yet.
Okay. We won't talk about it too much then, but man, I am really digging Miss Marvel. And just thinking of possible Young Avengers. She's a champion. They should do champions, not Young Avengers, but Young Avengers.
Well, and they confirmed that there's at least a other universe where Billy and Tommy are real. Mm-hmm. So, there's that.
Which, man, I can't stop recommending old episodes of Noob Island in this conversation. If you go listen to our episode where we talk about Wiccan, Billy, mm-hmm. There we go. Like, that's kind of... I mean, that's not what happens, but that's kind of...
And I'm not sure if they're going to go with the whole Billy is destined to be the Demiurge thing, but there was...
I don't blame them for skipping that if they chose to.
Yeah, if they skipped that, that's fine, but I thought that there was a couple things in the movie that you could interpret as pointing towards they might be setting that up as well. But that's a lot more just conjecture and hard to tell from little bits of background info. Anyway, I don't know. Look... I had a fun time with it. I think it's good. It just wasn't great. Mm-hmm. And it definitely, like, Multiverse of Madness and all the trailers made it seem like the multiverse was going to get blown wide open and how they were being really hush-hush about everything that was coming after until it came out. Yeah, it's pretty fucking self-contained.
Do you care if I spoil a thing about Miss Marvel?
Go for it.
She's probably the first mutant in the MCU.
I already saw that.
Okay, I just... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which... I could already hear the nerds screaming about it. But honestly, they talked about they kind of wanted to make her a mutant back in the day, but that was when Marvel, Ike Perlmutter was still fucking pissed that that Marvel movies didn't have the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four. So they were like purposely kicking two of their biggest franchises. So they were like, they'll be Inhumans instead. And no one thought it was a good idea. And she works fine as an Inhuman, but she would have been equally as good as a mutant.
I think
Could have changed nothing.
I think much like what they did with the Kree Skrull flip in the movies, the Inhuman to mutant flip is kind of fun.
Wait, Kree Skrull? What did you...
Because the Skrulls are now set up kind of as the good guys.
Oh, okay. Now, in fairness, in the original Kree Skrull War, there is not a good guy on that one.
No.
But more heroes tend to come out of the Kree side, for sure, thanks to the Captain Marvel legacy. Yeah, fair enough.
Kind of like how they switch that in the movies. I think that's a fun switch up.
Perfectly. I'm all for it.
But also makes me wonder why we couldn't have had a fun switch up in Multiverse of Madness and maybe found some way to not make Wanda go evil for the 500th time. I don't know. Once again, it was perfectly set up. She was self-teaching herself magic from the Dark World.
Oh, yeah, no. We talked about it. I don't remember if it was on the show or the other one. We're being like, oh, that's bad.
That's really bad.
I had a friend be like, no, it's terrible. Why would they do this? I'm like, because... It's Wanda has 3 playbooks. Do what Pietro says until she gets mad and kicks him out. Turn evil. Make out with the Vision. If you don't know what to do, Wanda will do one of those 3 things.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those ones where, in hindsight, there's a lot of missed opportunities when you start talking about the movie.
Fair enough. Oh, so it's like when we talked about Wonder Woman 84 and went from like, I like this, like, this was the worst movie I've seen in a long time.
Not quite that bad.
I still liked it, but, like, it was bad.
Not quite that bad. I actually thought about Wonder Woman 84 while at work the other day and got mad all over again.
Just it's... I mean, I still maintain that I had fun watching it, but the more you think about it, the longer it goes, the absolutely more terrible that movie is.
I was stalking an end cap and going, since when is a cheetah an apex predator?
Yeah, right? Okay.
Other than that, Boys finished. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Love that show. Still been playing a ton of Elden Ring. And started watching this show, Dark Skies. I think it's Dark Skies or Dark Winds. Anyway.
I've heard the name.
It's like a murder mystery on the Diné reservation in like the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And it's not just a murder mystery. It's like, ooh, maybe some weird supernatural stuff is mixed up in it too. Or not, and well, it's not just a murder mystery. Like there's a murder mystery going on, which is what kind of actually matters. But also in the background, there's this FBI investigation because there was like a bank robbery and they're probably interconnected, but the FBI isn't having it because they don't care about dead natives. But then also maybe one of the bad guys is in conjunction with somebody who's practicing the witching way.
Interesting.
And it's unclear how much that actually is affecting things in the world of this show or not so far. But maybe magic is definitely happening, so it's fun so far. I think they're only halfway through the season, and I'm not even caught up to that much yet. I think I'm 2 episodes behind, so I can't say too much more, but really enjoying it so far. So,
let's see. We're watching through some of these I might have mentioned before because these are kind of slow process ongoing. We have been watching through Doctor Who again, starting at the beginning of the Peter Capaldi era. Because we want to get caught up for Jodie's finale, and roommate Grizz has never finished Capaldi.
Okay.
And he couldn't remember where he finished, so we were like,
yeah, whatever.
They're fun.
Yeah.
And I hadn't watched a lot of his first season. I'd watched, like, the big episodes a couple times, but I hadn't watched it, like, on through. Probably since Cece and I watched it, so the first time Cece saw it.
I still love his intro episode at how much they're like, how good of a doctor is he?
Actually, that whole season stands up pretty strongly, to be fair. The Danny Pink stuff I'm back and forth on, but I describe the Capaldi era as Capaldi going from I don't care about anyone to like fine, I care about people, but I'm pissed off about it. And watching him, the whole Danny Pink thing is so strong on the like he's trying so hard not to care that it's not the best, but I mean it's not the worst Doctor Who is done by any stretch of the imagination. But I just watched, I think it's called Last Christmas. This is his very first Christmas special, Capaldi's very 1st. It's the one where Nick Frost is Santa.
I fucking love that one.
It is the most, I mean, okay, start off, we're talking about things that I had a lot of fun watching that is like, It is the most nonsensical horseshit episode.
Oh, yeah.
Of all time. Like, anytime I was trying to, like, look through the plot, understand what's going on, it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Other than it's mumbo jumbo just enough that we have Santa Claus in Doctor Who.
Yeah, no, and it's great. And God, Nick Frost is so good as Santa Claus. Like,
plus, it's a dude named Nick Frost playing
Santa Claus. No, I was trying to.
Even if he wasn't already great.
We're watching the episode, and I'm like, keep trying to be like, how do you two not understand why this is exciting? Part of the reason, though, that episode is like horseshit. Is it wasn't supposed to end the way it did.
Oh, okay.
While they were recording it, or filming it, Jenna Coleman was like, I'm not sure I want to leave Doctor Who. And Stephen Moffat's like, it's time to add another scene. There's a character in it that when you read, like they hadn't had a contract out, but they were kind of like, here's a soft test for a future companion. And when you watch the episode, there's a blonde girl in it that you're like, oh shit, this girl was supposed to be the next companion. But it didn't happen. In the same way that Sally Sparrow from Blink was kind of set up to possibly be a later on companion, but it didn't. I mean, partly in that case because the actress took off, but still. And I was like, oh no, this girl's story's kind of sad if it just ends where it is. Like,
God, but Nick Frost.
Yeah, but no, I think Clara, I think... And I can't be 100% sure on this, but I think she was, honest to God, supposed to actually end that being old and the Doctor joining her and sharing regret that he didn't find her again earlier. And then she's like, maybe I don't want to leave. And they're like, time to make that a dream too. Also, it done fucked me up how often they repeat, no one ever knows for sure that they're not dreaming. Did not care for that. And then we're watching through Strange New Worlds. We have one episode left.
Okay.
I can't say it's my favorite Star Trek because it doesn't have the years and years and decades of real deep emotional connection that I have to like Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or really 90s Star Trek. But one, the batting average for the quality of each episode is some of the highest that Trek has ever been. And in fairness, there's 10 episodes, so there's a lot less time for, like, here's the planet where women are in charge. But two, this show has made me cry more per capita than fucking any other show that I have watched in a long time.
Okay.
I have teared up at least 4 episodes out of the 9 that I've watched. Some just straight up crying. And I laugh because people are like, it's time for Star Trek to be like bright and optimistic and cheery again. And it is the most like kick you in the nuts Star Trek I have ever seen. Multiple children got across. And I'm like, they just killed that kid. You can't kill the kid.
Wow.
Or, like, not, in one case, not necessarily killing the kid, but I'm like, okay, so... All right, I'm going to do a quick spoiler on this one. Dr. Umbenga, who is the main chief medical officer of the ship, has his daughter who is quickly dying of some kind of degenerative, I think it's a cancer of some kind, but, like, some degenerative disease. And he's keeping her alive by keeping her in the pattern buffer of the transporter. And then he transports her back and then out again and then back.
Oh,
because you
okay.
can only keep them in for so long.
Right.
There's a Big Scotty episode where you find out he did it for 83 years on accident. It was supposed to be for like a month. Thanks to like, we're going to die if like we don't save whatever. But the tech isn't there yet because this is years before that. So he's bringing her out, but she's, even if he's only bringing her out for like 20 minutes at a time, there's only so long because the disease is deteriorating so quickly. Mm-hmm. And at the end of a story, she ends up joining some, nameless, all-powerful Star Trek alien number 7. And lives a form free of her physical form, living across the psychic plane in this nebula with her friend that she names like Deborah or something like that. And it's kind of cute. But it's also...
So she got took by the pilot?
Yes, sorta. Except, like, no physical body at all. Like, they don't even reform it. And she's off just making stories with her alien friend. But it's kind of horrific when you think about it. Because they met this alien about 20 minutes before this. Also... pretty much no one on the crew, not even Pike, knew that he was doing this. The first officer found out he was hiding his daughter in the transporter. And she's like, all right, we'll set up this alternative power thing. Things will be okay. And I'm like, yeah, okay, the crew's back. Turns out, nope, just didn't tell anybody. You should tell the captain about this. Especially Pike, he's the kind of guy that would be like, yeah, get a second power generator on that. Let's not make mistakes here. I have described Ted Lasso as, in my Bellegarth Knighthood, one of the things I kind of aspire to. Mm-hmm. Pike is quickly becoming another one of those. They described it as, and I didn't fully agree with this, but Anson Mount said, Kirk is traditional manliness, which is, no, it's a wild misunderstanding of Captain Kirk in the original series, but kind of how we have...
But it, like, through a pop culture lens,
yes.
like, yeah.
While Picard was all about the intellectualism, and he's like, I want Pike to be heart. And that's absolutely what Pike is. It does make me laugh, and this will come up next episode, because we're doing Lower Deck Season 2 next time. In Lower Deck Season 2, Boimler gets cloned, and one of them gets sent back to the Cerritos, because they don't have a position for him on the Titan. And they're like, oh, I wish I could have both of you. And then meanwhile, Pike is like, anyone who wants to stay on the Enterprise has a job here forever if they need it. Like, hey, cadet, you're leaving and you might not be coming back. If you ever change your mind, got a set for you. You haven't graduated yet, but I'll give you a command position, basically. But he's like, let me keep all of my children. But yeah,
that's adorable and hilarious.
The episode fucks me up, like all of them. Even the fun ones have moments where you're like, oh boy, that's kind of horrifying. And it has one of the greatest suspense episodes, possibly the greatest suspense episode since season 1 of the very first Star Trek series. An episode, Balance of Terror, where they introduce the Romulans, which I've gotten some hints is going to come up in the finale of Strange New Worlds as well. But... which is basically submarine warfare, but,
Oh, okay,
space.
yeah.
They do the same thing here. It's treated like kind of submarine versus submarine,
For the USS Enterprise.
Yeah. The Reliant scene where Kirk and Khan are battling in the nebula in Wrath of Khan, the second Star Trek, also does it, and it does it very well. I just think this episode and Balance of Terror do it better. And, like... Next Gen and DS9 had some great suspense episodes, but not this kind of, like, claustrophobic, oh my god. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. And then I also watched TMNT, but we're about to do Ninja Turtles stuff, so I'll just save that for...
That's fun. Cool. So...
I had a thing I wanted to talk about with Oni real quick.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that.
So,
do it.
Oni Press is a...
Just because this is nuts.
No, it's wild. It is a 3rd or 4th level comic book company. So, like, Big 2 is Marvel and DC. What I would call the second-tier comic company, and this is not a statement of quality, because the second tier tends to make better, higher quality comics, but they're not the same thing, is like Image and Dark Horse.
Yeah.
3rd tier is probably like Dynamite, Boom, IDW, and then Oni Press kind of hangs out with them or maybe a level below, like they kind of dip up and down, but they do good comics. Mm-hmm. They recently got sued for a comic that they put out called Genderqueer. And they got sued in a really bullshit way. Genderqueer is an auto-bio about this person coming out as, I believe, non-binary. I have not read Genderqueer. Somewhere on the gender spectrum. And it was being listed in one of the weird states that's doing everything they can to not let kids read about gay people
Right.
as pornography. And they're like, what? No, fuck you. But in the last week, Oni Press, which merged with a company called Lion Forge a year or two ago, I think in 2019. And I like Lion Forge. I think they're actually a pretty interesting up-and-coming company. But they merged with Lion Forge, and then the Oni division kind of stayed semi-independent.
Okay.
But they fired like 90% of their staff. They fired, among other things, Director of Publicity, Tara Leham, Senior Vice President of Marketing, Alex Segura, who's a guy that's got some level of, like, he's not, Scott Snyder in the comic book company, but he's one of those names that he's a faithful backbencher, to use a Doctor Who term. Marketing Manager, Henry Barajas, and I think someone else, but, like, those are the ones I have on the list here. And everyone was like, what the fuck is going on at Oni? Is it dying? And people going, I have books coming out in a couple months. Are they just not going to come out? And it is terrible to have even if it's an independent, like, you own it book being released by a company that's supposed to be released by a company that dies. Because then, do I still get to release it from a different company? The rights get all fucky. And even like Mark Waid, who is one of the most reliable names in comics, huge creator, was like, if you have a book with Oni, see if you can buy back their publishing rights now. Do it. This, like, I've been in front of companies that die before. Oni is dying. Get the fuck out while you can. It sucks. We all hate it, but do it. But Oni put out this just wild press release. And the fun thing about it is no one knows who wrote this press release response because they fired their entire marketing staff.
That's insane.
A description that I heard, just to get out of this, is the like dedicated office staff of Oni, since they don't employ any like sole creators or anything. Like, people bring their comics to them, publish through them. But like the editorial team, if you put it in a brick and mortar shop, is about the size of a McDonald's. So with the number of people they fired, pretty much all they have of original Oni is like the office supplies and like maybe 2 people. But the press release is, with wildly sensationalistic rumors circulating and false information spreading, we'd like to reiterate that recent personnel changes at Oni Lion Forge Publishing Group were made with the sole purpose of evolving the company and brand and positioning it for long-term success. We're proud of our long history in the business and continually strive to be better and do better. We started Lion Forge Comics 11 years ago, specifically to make great creator-driven content, and Oni's history is 25 years in the business. Within a new framework that is being worked on now, we remain committed to publishing groundbreaking content, embracing pioneering creators, and advancing authentic diversity and inclusion. We see an incredibly exciting future, not just for the company, but for our fans and content consumers worldwide. Now, this is a publishing release from a comic book company. You know what word only came up once and only in relation to a title? Comics. They did not once mention publishing comic books in their press release, where they were promising that Oni is doing just fine.
Yeah, I'm looking at like some of these names that they laid off. Well, the latest, there's been a couple rounds of layoffs, and one of the rounds happened 2 weeks ago, where they laid off one of the publishers, James Lucas Jones, and the creative business development vice president, Charlie Chu, who were both supposed to moderate panels at SDCC.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part.
Oni.
They pulled out of everything from SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, a month before SDCC happened.
Yeah.
That's wild. This is in some levels crazier than when we talked about when DC dropped their not CEO, but chief creative officer, their head publisher. Oh God, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but not important. Just fucking out of nowhere. Like, this is, the whole thing is like, oh honey, this company's not doing well, is it? And like, there's a lot of people being like, well, time to wait for the NFTs to start launching. There's a few companies that I like. They're like, we're launching an NFT line. I'm like, Valiant, stop it. Oh man, I read a whole new Ninjak series recently, and I'm not going to go into it other than the explanation. It's great. I had a lot of fun. I love that Ninjak is the most ridiculous what if James Bond dressed as a ninja.
Yeah.
But they play it completely seriously. But they reveal in this one that it's not Ninjak, it's technically Ninja K.
Oh, God.
And
Okay, Weapon 10.
Yeah, exactly. The very first agent was called Ninja, and he was a on loan during World War I from Japan, and he was Ninja. And then it got turned to Ninja A, and his successor was Ninja B, Ninja C, Ninja D, and so he's technically not Ninjak, he's Ninja K. But since no one outside of the Ninja program doesn't know it, it's just Ninjak.
That's fucking amazing.
I'm on a hardcore Ninjak run. I've got on order the next series up. It's fun. It's legitimately a good series, but it is one of those you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna twist my lens just a little bit to the left, and then let's do this.
Oh shit!
All right, let's do the trailer park.
Yeah, we watched 3 trailers.
Let's just go in the order that we watched them. Yeah. What did we watch first? We watched The Munsters.
We watched the trailer that has had the Munsters theme stuck in my head for the past week.
Fucking days. It's been between that and Ninja Turtles.
I've just been sitting like going about my day.
Okay, so both of us grew up watching The Munsters. My mom recorded a VHS copy of the Nick at Night marathon.
Mm-hmm. And I just would watch it all the time on Nick at Night anyway.
We didn't reliably have Nickelodeon. She had one roommate that she wasn't living with for very long, so we just recorded like tapes and tapes worth of Nickelodeon.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, my every night was just like, cool, Munsters, Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore Show, Happy Days.
Okay, so first off, directed by Rob Zombie. I have not seen any other Rob Zombie films.
I have seen
all of them, I imagine.
Yes,
at least all of the ones that they mentioned here.
All of them, and including the one that people hardly ever mention.
What's that one?
The Haunted World of El Superbeasto.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
It's his animated one.
Oh,
it's not good. I'm a big Rob Zombie. Like I have enough love for House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects that I will give anything Rob Zombie does a chance.
Well, and
some of it is not good.
Oh, fair enough. And I was a White Zombie fan for a little while. Like, there's still some zombie fans or zombie songs that I'm like, this ain't my style of music, but burn through the dishes. Okay. But the thing is that I am seeing here on this one, people being like, what the hell, Rob? Why isn't this, like, super hardcore? And I want to be like, it's the fucking Munsters.
I think people saying that don't understand enough about who Rob Zombie is.
Oh, he's a nerd.
He's such a gigantic fan of the original series. While filming House of a Thousand Corpses, because of the set that they were working on, he would go eat his lunches on the Munsters porch. They were filming across the street from the Munster house.
So he would go, that's amazing.
He loves that series to death. I always knew he was going to do it straight. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to like it. It looks goofy, and I'm not sure if it looks goofy in the right ways at times, but I am so fucking overjoyed that he's getting to do this.
I'm so curious. I'm actually way more into it than I was before. I still think it's like a 3-hour movie, so that's too long. I'm sorry, but it looks like it's like the love story of
it looks like it's going to be Herman and Lily getting together.
Yeah, I'm in. Sylvester McCoy is in it somewhere. We didn't see him in the trailer, but they announced he's in it.
People give Rob crap for putting Sherry in everything, but I think she looks like she's going to do a great job as Lily.
Perfect. Actually, I liked her better than I like the guy playing Herman.
I'm having a weird time with that because that part is so rooted as Fred Gwynn for me. Just
his voice isn't right.
His voice isn't right. His mannerisms are spot on, and that's impressive.
No, and I'm really in on that. But like, what'd you say his name was? Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn was the original Herman.
He has a very like distinctive voice of like this, and this guy has like a really kind of like high pitched one almost, and it's.
So this guy was one of the Geico cavemen.
Okay, whatever.
Just to point that out. Most people wouldn't know that, but I'm just pointing it out. He also worked with Rob on Lords of Salem.
Oh, cool.
Because Rob likes to work with the same people.
Yeah, a lot of the kind of directors of whose movies we're going to be talking about here do. Because Kevin Smith's next. I'm actually really curious on this. I'm enjoying the goofiness of this. I think that you can do... I'm not a believer that it has to be realistic. Mm-hmm. And this is a show that obviously feels no need to like try and update it to modern audiences.
It kind of just looks like a movie-length version of the TV show.
Yeah.
Which
with
I'm
some
fine
color,
with.
which honestly I kind of wish if you're going to do it, keep it in black and white for this case, but...
Oh, whoever's playing Grandpa also looks like they're knocking it out of the park. Mm-hmm. That also impressed me from the trailer. Plus, like, deep cuts, like Herman's werewolf cousin. Which explains
why he has a werewolf son. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that when he was doing the Herman Munster laugh, that point he had really good.
It's going to be weird not having the kids.
Yes, because usually it was the creepy little werewolf boy and his cousin who's a normal lady.
Niece?
Something like that.
I can't, yeah.
Did you ever see the pilot that didn't reach a series of Number 9 Mockingbird Lane?
Oh, the Fuller?
Yeah.
With Eddie Izzard?
Was it Eddie Izzard? For some reason, I kept thinking it was Tim Curry, but no, you're right. It's Eddie Izzard as Grandpa.
I never did watch it.
It's actually really good, and it's Lily is played by the sister from Arrested Development, which I had a hard time with. But I'm sad it didn't get made into a series because it's the kind of weird that Fuller could have done. But this is like that was a reimagining of the Munsters. This was I love the Munsters, and I want to make some fucking Munsters content.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm going to watch it. I just don't know if it's actually going to be any good, but whatever. I've watched bad other Rob Zombie.
It's kind of one of those things that I just don't give a shit if it is or not. We should do a crossover episode with Fried Squirms when we do.
Probably
and
will.
The three of us will sit down.
Because I'm going to make Danny talk about this trailer today, too. So.
Perfect. Clerks 3.
I mean, it's my most anticipated movie of the year.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Look, I'm so happy for it.
I am calling this right now. I think it looks better than Reboot.
You know what? Honestly, from what I've been... Like, Kev's been talking about the people he's been talking to who have seen this movie since it's, like, in that stage of development.
Yeah, because it...
and they're all saying, according to him, that it's also better than Reboot. I think it's probably going to be.
Well... You and I talked about Reboot. We did an episode on it. We both enjoyed Reboot. You liked it better than I did, but like I had a lot of fun. But Reboot was weird partly because it was a script that was heavily rewritten several times. And I don't think he did that with this one. Like there were old Clerks 3 scripts.
I was about to say, other than the one major, like, gigantic rewrite, because the original Clerks 3 script was dark.
Wildly different and pretty dark. And I don't remember what it was supposed to be about. But
no, and I know they've done table reads of it, too, but I've never actually... I don't know if they've taped any of them. I haven't gotten around to hearing any of that yet. I'm part of that Kevin Smith club. I can probably find it if I wanted to by going through his archives, but...
And, there were a lot of things going, and to be honest, Clerks 3 originally was coming out during probably my least favorite Kevin Smith phase. He went through a kind of weird phase after that one that did so fucking bad. Because he did Clerks 2, and then he did the Ben Affleck one that everyone hated. Jersey Girl?
Ooh, Jersey Girl's after Clerks 2? I guess it was, wasn't it?
It might have been Jersey Girl and then Clerks 2. Either way, he went through a phase where he got kind of vindictive and he burned a lot of friendships during that time. You and I have talked about it a little bit over the years. And I don't think his headspace for where he was would have been as good for... And he made some interesting stuff during that time.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, Clerks 3 wouldn't have been from that time. If anything, Clerks 3 would have been from, like, right after Zack and Miri and or around Yoga Hosers, which...
So his extreme paranoid phase... Because didn't he get really paranoid after Zack and Miri for a while? Because he was smoking, like, mad amounts of weed?
Oh, he hasn't ever stopped smoking the amount of weed that he started smoking.
Yeah, but he
right after
got used to it.
Zack and Miri. Well, the Zack and Miri thing was weird because there is no, like, good reason on paper that movie didn't take off. That was the thing at the time.
No one wanted to advertise a movie about a porno.
Right.
It's not a porno, but it.
That was a weird. That was.
It was
Looking
just,
back, that's weird because that was the style of R-rated comedy that was coming out at the time.
No, he was just so blatant about it that like they can't be like super bad. They were like porno, right?
It's also probably still maybe my second favorite of all of his.
I've heard it's
fucking
really
love
good.
Zack
Somehow
and
I've never
Miri.
seen it.
Oh, I love Zack and Miri.
And I'm not even insulting that era of his stuff. Saying my least favorite era of Kevin Smith doesn't mean I think it's bad. I fucking love Kevin Smith. I just think that he went through a kind of weird phase at the time, and as I said, like him and Randall, their relationship fell apart. And
Oh, well, that's also. So Jeff Anderson has always been hesitant coming back to Clerks. First off, there was different reasons for he didn't want to come back to Clerks 2, but then once he did come back to Clerks 2, he didn't get paid for a long time because the studio was screwing them both over. And like Kevin didn't even know about it for a while. And so that Jeff was kind of pissed at Kev for a little bit until Kev got involved and was like, wait, I have nothing to do with this. Like, you need to get fucking paid. But that got all drawn out because Clerks 2 was Miramax.
yeah, because he used to do everything through Miramax.
And they used every fucking trick they could to basically just try to not pay people that worked on that movie is what it sounded like.
What the fuck? Okay, either way.
And then he didn't want to come back to the original script because it was dark and a downer, and Jeff didn't want to go do that. But
Fair enough.
then he liked this new script. Kev's like, here, how about this? Because I don't like that old script anymore either. And Jeff's like, yeah, no, I'm good with this one. And I got paid. And we're doing this with Lionsgate now and like all this other stuff. So
Cool. Okay. Clearly, I don't know enough about Kevin Smith to talk about what I'm talking about, but I mean, it's so Kevin has always been. I make movies about my life, but translated into larger than life situations. This is the most on the nose I've possibly ever seen him go with
I'm
that.
so excited. The movie they're making is Inconvenience, which is the working title for Clerks. Like,
It's in black and white because they're recording it at night. They've got the fucking.
well, I'm going to be curious why they're choosing to film it in black and white in the movie. Because Kev did it because it was cheap.
Yeah, it was cheap, and I want to say that's that's why the shutters were always closed.
The shutters were always closed was because it was at night. It's not cheap to film in black and white anymore. So I'm wondering
Although
why
I could see them be like, we have these old black and white cameras, so that's what we're going to do. God, he takes so many pot shots at himself in this trailer.
so good.
I'm glad that they brought back Elias. I don't know that actor's name.
Trevor Furman.
And we get at least a bit of Rosario Dawson. I hope we get a lot of Rosario
Mr.
Dawson.
Dante.
Leave Elias alone, Randall. Because I really liked Rosario's character in Clerks 2. God, she was good.
My jaw dropped when I watched that trailer for the first time and they referenced the original ending.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We got distracted. I rewrote it so you get killed in the third act. So like, no.
That I was like, oh my god, I wonder how many people know about that ending these days.
I think what happens is Kevin Smith every once in a while, and probably what happened with the original Clerks 3, gets arty with it. And I don't always agree, and I don't think he always agrees with his arty decisions. Because anytime he talks about them, he's like, yeah, it's probably good that didn't turn out.
Well, especially from the original Clerks era. Like, he fully acknowledges how much of a fucking cinephile douche he was as a young man. It's pretty funny to hear him talk about it these days.
Well, and let's be honest with it. While possibly his most important movie is the movie that aged the worst is the artiest movie he made, which is fucking Chasing Amy.
Also, I wouldn't say it actually has aged that badly. I've rewatched it.
I keep saying, I'm not saying it's bad.
I would say the one that aged the worst is Clerks 2.
Really? Okay, I haven't watched it in a long time. I
I'm
was thinking
taking
about
it back.
Yep, that scene did not age. I mean, you were never supposed to be with him on that one, but now that you point that out, yeah, that's a God. Clerks 2 was my favorite of his movies too. God damn it.
At least Chasing Amy is still noticeably progressive for the time period it was put out in.
Yes, but it's one of those that you have to put for the time period it was put out in.
I mean, honestly, it's still not the worst, but
I just agree with what they talked about in Reboot of this story should have been written by a fucking queer person.
yes. But nobody was doing that at that time.
Yeah, no.
I mean, and not that no studios was giving makers the chance to tell their own
No,
story.
it's like Tom Hanks talked about, I think it was Tom Hanks, a movie that he was in where he played a gay man, and he's like, man, that would have been inappropriate to do today. Mm-hmm. But, like, back then, it was huge that I was willing to do this. Mm-hmm. And what's our last one? Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah, Harley Quinn Season 3.
Looks fun. That's kind of all I got for it.
I was about to say, it looks fucking hilarious. I'm excited. The greening of Gotham is going to happen, and Swamp Thing's getting involved somehow. That has me excited.
It was kind of just a matter of time till Swamp Thing appeared, just because anytime Ivy shows up. I do keep thinking about when Harley Quinn Season 1 came out, a bunch of people, particularly people who don't really read the comic books, and I'm not one of those like, well, you don't read the comics, so you don't have an opinion. We're like, oh man, they're queer erasing Harley Quinn by not giving her a romance with Ivy. And I'm like, no. If they don't do that by like Season 3, we can complain. But for now, wait. Because that's really like, I'm all Team Harley and Ivy together as a couple, but you do need to give them time. Season 1, her recovering from her relationship with the Joker and like actually getting away from him was 100% the right choice as far as I'm concerned.
And okay, I don't want to try to rank these things, but in some ways is just as important of a story to tell, if that makes sense. Just like because of the way that they had been portrayed so much in pop culture.
Oh, with how problematic that relationship was.
Making it a point to show her break away from that relationship is extremely important.
No, I'm reading through the Harley Quinn New 52 series, which does the same thing. And actually, Harley Quinn, the cartoon, borrowed from that run heavily. Mm-hmm. And it is so important to show Harley actually getting away from the Joker.
And maybe it's just because of the amount of edgy Facebook, she's my Harley, I'm her Joker type fucking memes. It makes me so angry. Like, I especially feel when it comes to that character, like, it's important to show both sides. Her getting away from that. Yeah. And where she gets to.
Harley being trapped in an abusive relationship with the Joker is a very important part of her story. But it's also important to show, if you're going to show an abuse victim, it's important to show what happens next. Because the breakaway isn't as clean as we're done, everything's okay now. And I remember when the Suicide Squad came out, because that had her full on in the Joker gaslighting her zone. And people being like, there's nothing redeemable about Harley Quinn. Like, we're just showing an abuse victim. And I remember some people being very offended at the concept. I'm like, no, this is actually great. This is a really good way to show. I mean, if it's not done right, like the first Suicide Squad movie, it can be really bad. But we argue that fiction is a really good way of showing things. And watching someone like Harley Quinn escape and become her own person is really kind of powerful. And I can't prove it, but I am certain there are people who got the strength to get away from their abusers, not just because of Harley Quinn, but helped, be the impetus. Mm-hmm. But, that was Season 1 is the process of getting away. Season 2 is its own kind of messy thing. Now Season 3 is, I'm in a new relationship again. What does that entail?
I have to rewatch Season 2, but I'm really interested. The storyline with the Joker that seems to be happening in Season 3 is very interesting because Season 2 of Harley maybe made their version of the Joker my favorite Joker. One of my favorite Joker portrayals.
Which is interesting because he is straight up the worst Joker. Not the worst, like...
They do some interesting things with it in a couple episodes with him in the second season, where you get to see his humanity in a way where they're not trying to
Redeem
apologize.
him. Yeah,
for
okay.
him.
That's the problem of apologizing for the Joker automatically turns me off on the story.
No, there's just some things happen where his circumstances change, and you get to see a weird side where then he kind of goes back to being the Joker for. It's weird. I don't know. I liked it though. I remember I liked it, but I don't remember enough details to talk very well about it right now, and I need to rewatch
Alan
the season.
Tudyk is such a good Joker voice. Like he knocks it out of the park. As much as I'm saying that Joker is contemptible, he was designed to be that way, and Alan Tudyk's doing a great job.
Cool. Yeah, but otherwise, I'm just like, cool. It looks dope. Like, and it looks like the fucking awesome, dirty fucking Harley show that I've been enjoying. So
Also, let's just take a moment before we go on our quick break. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that there's a fucking lesbian-led NC-17, super bloody, super openly like these two women, yeah, we're fucking a lot, cartoon coming out from fucking DC comic books. I'm just fucking imagining any of the old school DC editors that were like, you're not even allowed to show black people. And the fucking heart attack that this show would bring about.
I'm wondering who else is on. I'm wondering who they're going to off this season, because last season they also offed some pretty notable characters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm now convinced nobody's safe, and I'm going to be really sad if they kill Swamp Thing.
As long as King Shark makes it through, I think I'll be okay. He's gone. I'm sorry I said it.
Sorry.
I said it out loud.
Now he's gone.
Oh, no.
And Useless Bane.
Oh, we know he's in the Kite Man spinoff, so there's at least a little bit. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we will discuss the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle power.
I was thinking about this as I was, driving over here, doing that, like, formulating my thoughts, yada, 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 horseshit with this. Because we're doing Turtles, but what we picked specifically was the new Turtles game, whose name I've already forgotten.
Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge, thank you. And specifically TMNT, the IDW Collection Volume 1, which is... IDW has had the Turtles license for, 10 to 15 years now. I think about 12 specifically. But the IDW collection collects the first 12, about 15 issues total.
Right.
So enough time for us to get kind of the read on the most recent revamp of this.
It's like the first 9 issues of the main series and then the micros.
The first 12, and
That's
then
what it is.
Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo, and the Splinter one-shots.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Because this is a series which I started just buying these hardcover IDW collections for 2 reasons. One, because I am a sucker for a big, beautiful hardcover, and these are very nice. And 2, it's kind of a pain in the ass to collect the, main series. Gotta split over to this, side series now of, the micro series, or the Legend of the Foot Clan mini-series that they did. That is absolutely part of the ongoing single storytelling thing they've been doing. But it takes place between issues 15 and 16, or fucking wherever. So it just got easier to just collect the big, fancier versions. I started collecting this at the very beginning of the pandemic, and I'm pretty sure I talked about it. And I talked about, I'll pick them up, I've heard good things, but whatever. And I remember getting kind of mad about how much I enjoyed it. And it got me I was thinking about this today specifically, of how weird it is that I got kind of mad that I enjoyed the Turtles. There's some part of me that has trouble taking the Turtles at all seriously. And I should be careful when I say seriously, because, it's about fucking Ninja Turtles. It's not a serious comic. But it actually does surprisingly serious things sometimes. But, okay, so the thing that kind of made me pause was I realized Ninja Turtles 1 is easily the most successful independent comic book in the world.
Yeah.
In history.
Yeah.
I would argue...
Kind of like how Star Wars is the most successful independent movie of all time.
I would argue it takes fifth place in most successful comic book in history. Because if I had to really guess, and this is not me making quality, like if my quality, your character's not on this list, I'm not saying it's bad. My favorite characters, for the most part, aren't on this list. But the most successful comic book franchises of all time, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Ninja Turtles.
That sounds right to me.
Wonder Woman is fucking working for it. She's wildly important.
And at
She's
this
amazing,
point,
but like...
Turtles might be able to have a slugfest and get above X-Men at this point.
I'm not really placing those
Right.
like in order. Batman's number one. It's amazing because 50 years ago, Superman would have topped him.
Absolutely.
But it was really the Tim Burton movies that put him over the edge. But that's wild to think about. But I mean, think about it. Everyone in our age, if you were a child in the 90s, you went through a phase where you desperately wanted Ninja Turtle toys.
So what's your history with the Turtles? I guess to start this off.
I don't remember not knowing the Turtles. I don't remember my first experience with them. Remember, I was born in 1988. The Turtles appeared, I don't have the specific year, but I want to say like 87-ish.
Right.
Late
I mean,
80s.
there was
Mid to late 80s.
The first toy run happened in 88.
Okay, so that would, so they probably actually first appeared in the early 80s. Their takeoff was fucking incredible, and I'll do a quick run on that, but I had one of those, you know those slightly larger action figures that they keep the price down by making them hollow, and they don't have that many points of...
Yeah.
Every generation has that kind of toy. I had a Donatello of those.
84 for
84? That tracks. God, they took off so fast. And then I wanted Turtles toys when I was like 5 or 6. And that was towards the end, because that would have been 93. I don't know how long the original series ran through, but like the original cartoon series.
Oh, right.
Well, and it was one of those where it had its...
the first 87 through 96.
Oh, God, I went longer than I have some memories of the latter end of that cartoon where they had kind of jumped the shark and they were having like, now we're going extra random mutation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm becoming a bigger turtle because we want to compete with the street sharks, which is a wild sentence to say out loud.
I was watching them both.
God, the street shark toys. The street shark toys are still some of the best toys ever made. Fight me.
And I mean, I would go from one mutated animal to the next because it was Ninja Turtles, Street Sharks, Mighty Ducks.
My brother and me has a great bit about the mutated animals genre of children's television. Ninja Turtles, I'm not saying they're the best. They are the classic when it comes to that. They might be, depending on the story, it's best. But, like, I had... Raphael was my favorite when I was a kid. I had a caveman Raphael, and I had Raphael as a magician with the little, like... He had a rabbit in his hat that he was wearing, and you hit the little button on the back of the hat, and, like, it would pop out of the top of the hat. And he even had, like, the little twisty mustache, and I don't know why. Like, I don't... Because all those toys came up with a reason of why they pretended like this, like... Here's why the turtles are pretending to be magicians. Don't know what they are, don't care. I mean, this is the point that if I go to an antique mall or like any kind of antique store, I'll go see if they have turtle toys. I probably won't buy any. Although I'm really tempted to go to the antique mall now and pick up a couple of old turtle toys. But like, it was such a part of my childhood. The first movie, not the first movie I remember watching, but the first Turtles movie I remember watching is the second live action one.
Oh, right.
With
Secret of the
Vanilla
Ooze.
Ice. Jump ninja, jump ninja, jump.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja. Oh, Raph the Magnificent. That was the one that you had.
Yeah.
I might have a list in front of me of the entire Playmates series of toys.
God, I think Turtles is how I found out about Usagi Yojimbo. I mean, that was early enough that I can't tell you if it was that or I just found it at a library, but... Yep, that's my boy! Oh, I'm having flashbacks now. Oh, I'm kind of sad he's gone.
Yeah, I guess, I mean...
You're a little older than me.
Not much, like a year and a half, something like that. Mm-hmm. But, because I'm 87.
It's just enough that you and I have the occasional, like, different memories when it comes to cartoons.
Ninja Turtles was probably the first IP I gave a shit about.
Yeah.
Just like in general, like I've talked about, like I don't remember a time like not knowing Star Wars. I think I do actually remember probably the first time I saw Ninja Turtles, and it hit me so hard. I was looking through the toy line earlier because I was trying to remember which ones I had. I didn't have any from the original 1988 Playmates run, right? Yeah, Playmates toys, because Playmates toys made the Turtle toys from 88 through 97.
Okay.
But then I was taking a look. I think I might have had at least one toy from every wave past the first one.
Damn.
And I had friends that did if I didn't. Like, I was taking a look through this. Like, I had Ace Duck. I had... you brought up Usagi Yojimbo. That's where I know Usagi Yojimbo.
My buddy had Space Usagi from the toy line.
Oh, I wanted the Space
Usagi.
Usagi.
Cool.
It was so cool. That's like a 6-wave toy or something like that. It's so cool.
The number of people are like, yeah, I love that Turtles character, and I always have to be like, I'll fucking kill you. I mean, no, that's great. No, actually, it's its own property.
My favorite two were probably the two oldest ones I had, because they were from the second wave, the 1989 run, which was the Ace Duck and Metalhead.
I kind of remember. Oh, I know who Metalhead is. I don't remember Ace Duck.
I mean, he looked like a duck that was a pilot. What I mostly remember is he had these detachable wings, and because they were detachable, whenever I was playing with my toys, they were basically just the hang glider for every other toy that I had.
Man, I just Googled Space Usagi, like the single volume, to see if I could... I love that book. I'm not dropping $100 on a book that, like, it's long out of print.
Unfortunately, my Usagi and my Rat King were early fatalities to my dogs.
Ooh,
my
yeah,
dogs were
that'll
really
happen.
good dogs for the most part, but like once a year they would choose a toy or two to just...
Oh, it happens.
And so my Rat King and my Usagi got that. Had Dawn the Undercover Turtle from the third wave. Had Ray Fillet, who was like the big mantis guy, the manta ray guy, like who, as I remember, changed color depending on the temperature of the water.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
I don't know. I was going through this and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I had like the Leo with the storage shell. I didn't have too many of the... I tended to have more of like the weird characters like Tattoo.
Yeah.
Had Tattoo. Probably where I first wanted to get tattoos.
Yeah, fair enough.
Seeing the first movie, I think as like it came out when I was 3. I probably saw it for the first time when I was 4. Became probably my most quoted movie between 4 and 6. My dad ended up teaching me how to play poker based on how much I just loved when the kids were playing poker in the hideout and the kids read them and weep and throws down his cards. Full house. I didn't know what any of that meant, but
you kept doing it to people, so your dad's like, sit down, son.
Yep.
It's time.
My parents got me a skateboard for the first time because of that movie. And then I found out I'm fucking terrible on a skateboard and haven't wanted to do it since.
See, my dad was never a heavy, like, buy him toy. I mean, I had plenty of toys, don't get me wrong. But he'd be like, no, you have a Power Ranger. You have 3 Power Rangers toys. We don't need the other 15. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
At a certain point for me, it became my parents' like safe fallback. Like, we can't remember what he's into this week, but we know that he still likes turtles.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I even had like some of the toys I definitely didn't want. I had like the Turtles Transformers where they turn into construction equipment.
I didn't even know about those ones. But I mean, this kind of sums up how and Turtles. What amazes me is every generation since has their Turtles face.
Well, here's the thing with what we chose to talk about today with Shredder's Revenge. The 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet from Konami is the first arcade cabinet me and my best friend ever beat.
We had very different relationships with this game, I suspect. I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I was not good at it.
Me and him both loved playing that, and one time we decided to save up whatever money we could, and at the end of a month, we both had like $5 in quarters. went down to the restaurant that had the arcade cabs in town and just sat in front of that game till we beat it.
Yeah, I've never done that in my life.
We would later go on to do that with Die Hard Arcade and Lucky and Wild as well, but...
I think what's one interesting thing for Turtles for me is, as much as I enjoy it, and as much as I like tout it as an independent comic book, it's not really anymore. Nickelodeon owns the rights, but it's still not like Marvel DC.
Well, it became one of the biggest things in the world really quickly.
Yeah.
That 1990 or that 1989 Konami cab became, I think, like the top earning arcade cabinet in 1990 and Konami's best selling of all time.
Wow. And Konami's not a small company,
No.
so that's
you heard some of it when you first came in. One of the first tapes I owned was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles musical coming out of their shells.
Oddly, I owned Bible cassettes, which is weird because I grew up in a pretty agnostic household. Some family member must have bought them for me because I have no idea where they came from.
Coming out of their shells.
I was going to say, though, what I think is interesting is, as much as I tout it as this great independent comic, I don't like the original creators that much. I think Kevin Eastman's kind of a jerk, and his art style does not work for me at all.
Weird. I love his art style. Like, whenever I was reading through that IDW and they threw in, like, the Eastman covers, I sat on that page for an extra minute.
I think he does covers well. I don't think he's great at sequential storytelling. I think his stuff gets muddled and lost. Because later on, because Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird was not involved in this. Peter Laird sold Ninja Turtles for a shit ton of money and the right to publish a certain number of Turtles comics a year that are his... gratis. No one can stop him. He can do whatever he wants with them. And Peter Laird's later Turtle work, when he was doing it alone, got fucking weird. Turned out that April was a drawing brought to life by her parents through magic ink.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Turtle shit went weird in the time after the cartoon ended, but before kind of the more modern stuff kicked in. But, like, Eastman was involved in the creation of this, but he didn't write it, and he only drew it sometimes. And honestly, I think it's kind of the best things that's happened to Turtles. The thing to remember is Turtles was not supposed to last longer than its first issue.
Right.
They borrowed, like, I don't know, like $10,000 or something, enough to make a good production run from their uncle, or from Eastman's uncle, to do a black and white, basically ashcan comic, like a hand-stapled comic book, to sell at Comic-Con, just to try it out, just to make enough money. And they made enough money back on it that they were like, all right, let's do another one. And then 4 years later, the fucking cartoon launches and creates a worldwide phenomena. But it means that some of their stuff was a little like, hey, let's have them do this next. Which is very in the vein of old school Stan Lee and Jack Kirby comic creating. But Stan Lee and Jack Kirby knew what they were doing while having the like, hey, let's have them do this next.
I do find that IDW series is maybe the best mix between the original Turtles and the popular Turtles, if that makes sense.
I will definitely say that.
Because it treats it more seriously than popular Turtles.
Yeah, by a lot.
But it's not the we're poking fun at Frank Miller's Daredevil of the original Turtles.
Yeah. Well, and they do small things. Like, okay, so you can't tell in the original comics, but originally all the Turtles all wore red. But when they made the cartoons, they changed it because, one, it was easier for toy lines, and two, it just made it easier to separate them. To the point that I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Donnie wears purple. Red is Raph's color. Not the others. But they found a way to combine the two in this, and it was one of the first things I read that was like, oh fuck, this is really clever. Where in the first volume, all of them are wearing red. And the reason is because Raph is missing, and they're all wearing Raph's color to honor their brother. Now, there's a couple things that actually makes that make no sense, but it's like touching enough that I don't give a fuck. So in this one, among other wild things, there turns out that they're the reincarnations.
I was about to say, we were talking like the shit got wild before. This gets a little bit wild, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but...
Which is fun. One thing they do well is that the turtles don't know how they feel about it either, which I think
makes me more okay with it.
But they decided to explain a few aspects of the turtles, because there's a few, like, basic rules of the turtles. One, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. They kind of, more and more, are ignoring the teenager part, but fair enough. This one decided to explain why they were ninjas, as opposed to just Master Splinter learned from his owner, but then he still somehow ended up in the testing lab with the turtles, and like Splinter's story never made a lick of sense. And why is Raph leaving the team at the drop of a hat? Mm-hmm. It's a rule of the Ninja Turtle movies.
Oh yeah, Raph just
quits.
Like, nah, fuck you guys, I'm heading off. I'm doing my shit.
This explains why. Also, why is Raph so close with Casey Jones?
Oh, I loved him and Casey in this.
They do a really good job of explaining all of it. And it doesn't always make sense. Turns out that Splinter and the Turtles are somehow reincarnations of one of the early founders of the Foot Clan and his children, who are killed by a previous incarnation of Shredder. Mm-hmm. And Splinter remembers it, and like Leo has some dreams about it, and everyone else is like, you're telling us what now? What? But the reason Raph is separate from them is that Raph got separated from them while they were growing and mutating. It does lead to the question, how do they know red is Raph's color? I guess they remember it from reincarnation, but like, Raph is a loner because he grew up alone for the first few years of his stuff.
Mm-hmm. Year?
Okay.
15, or they specifically say 15 months at one point.
And he's so close with Casey because Casey finds him and he becomes the first friend Raph ever had. Mm-hmm. I love Casey in this.
Yeah, this is my favorite Casey. Sorry, Elias Koteas.
I did not like you as Casey. I'm not sorry.
Oh, I think he's fine as Casey. He's still my second Casey, but...
I liked him better than the fucking, what is it, Kano from the second movie? Mm-hmm. I don't remember that character's name. Kino. I was close.
Oh, Casey Jones has always been one of my favorites. Casey Jones, fucking dope.
He is pretty great. Okay, so here's a question, because we're going bringing in... What's the version of April that works best for you? Reporter April or Scientist April?
I still like a Reporter April more.
See, I think I'm Scientist April. But I didn't watch that cartoon as much growing up. So, like, I knew she was a reporter from, the toys.
Maybe I'd like Scientist April more if she was actually a scientist. She's not even like Scientist April. She's an intern.
Mm-hmm. She does a little more sciencey stuff as this series goes on. But she's still, like, I'm learning to be a Scientist April.
And I don't know. And, like, I have nothing against that. And, like, learning how to be a scientist, like, you have to do that. But it's just not as interesting to me.
I like the idea that she gave the turtles their names.
Yeah, that's fun.
In this one, that she's heavily involved in it.
I like how much more involved they've made her. And, like, how everything ties together a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or at least a little bit better than... Well, now we have to explain this because we need to put out a new toy.
Yeah, time to do this. In this first one, we meet the three major villain factions. Not all of them get much, but we get, was it General Krang? Mm-hmm. We get Baxter Stockman, who everyone kind of forgets about, but he created the Mousers. He's actually like a huge part of Turtles lore. He helped create the Turtles. Mm-hmm. And of course, we get Shredder and the Foot Clan. Fitting with classic Turtle stuff, they don't rest on their laurels, though, and they start to introduce new characters as well. Because Old Hob, who is introduced here, is a completely unique character to this comic, I believe.
I think so, too. I was like, am I supposed to know this guy? And then I remembered I had just beat that game, and they go through, like, every fucking enemy, and I'm like, well, he never showed up in that, so...
no. Old Hob is in this one, he was literally an alley cat who, when the turtles escaped, the reason Raphael got separated because he was an alley cat that was like, hey, food. And so he bit Raphael and like tried to, but he got the fucking mutagen in his mouth.
That was all maybe, like, I knew that Raph grows up, but that was almost the most distressing part of that comic for me. I'm like, no, not the baby turtles.
Right?
Not the baby turtles. First they're getting abducted by ninjas, and now the cat's getting them.
Oh, God. And then, what's her name? We meet Alopex in this one, who will become a much more significant character going forward. I mean, so is Hob, but he is already a significant character in this storyline.
Not that Alopex is actually similar to this character, but there's a part of me that feels like Alopex is in there because they're not using Usagi Yojimbo.
I can see it. Well, because Alopex is a fox woman, transformed from a fox in the same way that the others were. But for the hand. Or the foot, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get this out real quick.
Wait, I had to explain this to some people the other day, and they were like, wait, what?
It's my favorite. All of the ways that the Ninja Turtles are a ripoff of Daredevil. They were powered by the mutagen. It has been implied several times that it is the same chemical that gave Daredevil his radar sense.
Right, his non-sight.
Yeah.
His non-sight sight.
Daredevil's master is Stick. Their master is Splinter. Daredevil's biggest enemy is the ninja clan known as the Hand. Their biggest enemy is the ninja clan known as the Foot. Also, I like the Foot better than I like the Hand.
I do too.
The Hand get really boring.
Not only that, I like the purple ninja suits better.
Right? Oh, man. So, I designed Belagarth units or like teams in my brain. It's programmed into my brain now how it works. I thought the most amazing fucking unit to make would be the fucking Foot Clan.
Yes.
And do it the same way because all of our weapons are color-coded. Spears are green. Reds are like big two-handed shield-breaking weapons.
Okay.
Archery is yellow, etc., etc. And you can only do yellow in certain ways on your clothing because yellow is also the color of our referees.
Oh, okay.
But do the Foot Clan. Get them like a helmet with that. Do a basic like slightly changed Foot Clan modification, and then have them. Any spearman you have wears the green, but the Foot Clan.
Well, because the games always do that.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of while we were playing Shredder's Revenge, and the guys with the fucking spears were within green, and I was like, "This is kismet. This is fate has spoken to me. I can't quit the unit I'm in because I've got a whole bunch of like deep fucking ties to it, but." Maybe if I can get someone to do it, and I'll just invest too much time and money into making a bunch of Foot Clan members.
Would you do the kind of buggy... Can you do the buggy eyes?
I have ideas on how to do it, but it's kind of more effort than it's worth.
Oh, okay. Because I would help you come up with ideas to do the buggy eyes.
There's a kind of motorcycle goggle. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to do, and I haven't practiced putting lenses into the masks as much.
Okay.
I know how to do it. I just need to practice it more.
Because there's that's part of what makes it for me.
It really is. Every version has it too.
Yeah.
They're not always purple. They're not always bright yellow, but they always have the buggy eyes.
God, it's a good. I love the foot design. So much better than the hand.
I had.
God. And Splinter's so much better than Stick. Sorry.
Yeah, Stick sucks. I mean, actually, I really enjoyed Stick, especially in the live-action TV show. That actor was disturbingly pitch perfect.
So good. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He also just destroys in the season of Castle Rock that came out the next year. But
I hope you're pleasant in real life because you play a bastard.
Scott Glenn?
I have no idea. So for the game, all cards on the table, I did not get very far. I got into the second world and lost horribly 3 times in a row. I don't really do punch 'em ups very much.
Scott Glenn. So like I said,
this was your thing.
The 1989 cab was a lot of people talking about this game bring up Turtles in Time, which was the sequel
Yeah, and that one was
I never
on
played
the
Turtles
that was
in
on the NES, right?
So the first one they also ported to the NES.
Oh, okay.
It was ported to the NES as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: the arcade game, because there was already a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which is infamous for its damn level. I did own that game. Fuck that game. It's so hard.
Ah, poorly designed hard?
Just early NES hard.
Yeah, fair enough. I played a little bit of Turtles in time. I don't know where, but I know I've played it.
And I played a little bit of it because I think I had at least one friend that had it. I've played like an hour of it. But that cab, like I said, like...
You beat it.
Beat it. So this was my shit. Like, I was like, I recognize exactly how this is playing out. It's... You remember when we got the Diablo 2 remaster?
Yes, it's one of the main games I've played in the last year.
And it's kind of just like... It plays the ways you remember Diablo playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of this. Like, the older one wasn't as smooth as this. There wasn't distinct animations between each of the turtles and stuff. But this plays the way I remember that.
This takes all of the punch 'em ups, but they can make them much easier now just because video games have advanced so much.
I think that was my biggest gripe with it, was the level design was way too simple for me. Like, it was no problem to get all of the collectibles on every single stage. I probably beat the game in 2.5 hours.
How many different worlds are there?
15, I think. Like, you were almost at the end.
Oh, shit. Okay.
When you went through that
Portal into the Ultron world.
there's not much left after
Oh,
that.
fuck. Oh, I got way farther than I thought I did.
You got, like, 2/3 the way through the
I
game.
thought I was like a third of the way.
No, you got, like, 2/3 the way through the game.
All right, I feel a little better about how much I got wrecked. I just don't have the rockmen that like charge at you. I don't have the timing right to jump.
They fucked me up a little bit, but what I was just... Like, it was fun, and it hit me way in the nostalgia feels, and I was really happy that I got through it and beat it and unlocked Casey Jones so that I could
I was wondering where Casey Jones was in that.
So that I could fuck around with him a little bit. And then as I was playing it, I just realized that as much quality of life improvements as they've given me, it still plays too much like an old cab, and I had no interest in like doing most of the challenges, especially how many of the challenges were like do a level without getting harmed. I'm sure I could do that for a couple of those levels. I don't feel the want in this game to prove myself in that way.
I tried to get at least one or two of the challenges on every level I did. I never tried to do all three. I think I did on a couple of the early levels, but who was your character? Did you have a preferred?
I was originally, since I didn't know how long the game was going to be, I thought it was going to be longer than the 15 or 16, whatever levels it is. I don't even know if the last level is basically just a boss fight. I don't know if you can count that as a real level or not.
Either way.
I thought it was going to be about twice as long as it ended up being. Even though I went back and looked it up, I think it's actually like twice as long as the old cab was.
Yeah, but when we have Elden Ring now, like this game feels tiny.
So I was planning on leveling up more than one character. So like I was getting the bonus collectibles that gave you bonus XP, and I didn't want to put any of that XP to waste. So I got Splinter up to like level 9. Then I started in on Mikey because I was getting close to being able to turn in like the secret journals and the VHS tapes, and I didn't want those XP points to go to waste. So I think I got Mikey up to like level 7 before I went back and finished off Splinter, and then I beat the game. And I kind of wanted to I didn't actually want to play Mikey, I just kind of wanted to get him out of the way with his short range so that I didn't have to fuck around with any short range characters anymore.
I was actually having a lot of luck with Mikey.
I think I had some of my best runs with Mikey. Like I think I for sure got my longest hit combo with him.
He moves so fast, it's hard not to. I enjoyed Donnie, but I wasn't great with him, although I was doing better in later levels when I used him just because of that range. April is a surprisingly capable character in that game. I think I used Raph like once and was like, no.
And that was the thing, like, once I beat it, I did replay a couple levels with Casey Jones just to fuck around with Casey Jones.
Mm-hmm. Does he use the bat or the hockey stick?
Depends on what move you're doing.
Oh, okay.
He is a little bit more powerful than the other characters. The rest of them have 6 total stat points. He has 7.
Ah.
But it wasn't enough at that point. I was like, there's not big enough differences in the way that they level up for me to want to see what all the characters maxed out do. And at a certain point, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I don't... Like I said, the type of challenge it was, I didn't feel the need to prove myself against. And I wish they did the arcade mode differently. I don't know what you would do differently, because I do kind of want to see the endings. I don't want to play through the entire game with 3 lives.
Yeah, that's... No.
I could. I think I only died like 4 total times through the entire thing, so it would only take being a little bit more careful to actually get through it, but I don't want to... It doesn't seem like enough of a payoff just to see an ending to play that game old school arcade style.
How much did you pay for that game?
Oh, it was on Game Pass. I didn't pay a fucking thing.
Okay. I was going to say, I was looking at the price, because I think they're selling it for like 30 or 40 bucks, and I don't think it's worth that. I do think it's...
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'd pay like 15 for it. I don't know if I'd pay 25. I don't know if I'd pay over 20.
I think I would pay 20, though, without too much. Mm-hmm. And that's a weird thing, because I don't want to... Because, you know, the people who worked on that game definitely deserve money. But we have kind of come to expect a certain level of content for the
amount of money you're paying.
Game. Yes.
Yeah. That being said, like, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
In so many ways. The original voice actors come back from the cartoon.
I don't play punch-em-ups, and I've played it. I'm going to play it again tonight, probably. So obviously it does things right. I don't remember if we talked... Because we talked about turtles a bit last week, which is what inspired us to do this week. Who's your turtle? Is it your ref?
I'm a Donatello guy.
Okay.
But in reality, I'm more... Like, the reason I went through with Splinter is because I'm more Splinter than any of the turtles. Like, that's who I'm on board with, is Splinter. Splinter and Casey Jones are my 2 favorites, and then if I have to choose a turtle, I'm going Donnie.
I was always Raph as a kid. He was my favorite. And then as an adult, I'm like, Raph, shut the fuck up. I like Leo a lot more than I did as a kid, and I like Mikey a lot more than I did as a kid. Because when I was like a kid, I was like, Mikey's the kiddie one. I'm like, no, Mikey's the one that realizes how cool his life is. And I appreciate that.
Even though I agree with you, I think I weirdly like Raph more now as a grown-up. Because it just... When I was a kid, it fucking annoyed me when he would break up the 4 turtles. Because it's like, there's 4 of you guys. Quit being such a little dick and, like, leaving. And now I at least like, oh no, I get it. Like, you're a dick, but also just, like, fuck people sometimes. I get it, Raph.
I do. And I agree with you on that, but I just also, I'm like, Raph, buddy. I like Casey way more than I did. As a kid. There's something about using sports equipment that I think is really interesting. And I love the fucking hockey mask. One of the first leather projects I ever made was a Casey Jones hockey mask. It was okay.
And his hockey mask always has looked so fucking dope.
That said, don't care for the American flag hockey mask he wears sometimes in the original series. It's basically his hockey mask, but has the, like, stars and stripes. And
right.
Like, this is weird. I don't know why this one is happening.
I will say, to go along with this, I did rewatch the first Turtles movie twice.
See, I
mostly had it on in the background while I was reading the comic, but
I thought about watching it, but I watched TMNT, the 2007 animated Turtles film.
I know that I've seen that at least once, but I don't remember much about it.
You know what? It's complete garbage nonsense, but it is pretty well done in several ways. Like, it got pretty bad reviews, and when I first watched it, 2007, I'm fucking 19, and I'm like, I don't get why people don't like this. And now watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's nonsense. The plot doesn't make sense even for a fucking Turtles movie. But the cast is really good, actually. All of the four turtles are like, they're the kind of voice actor that I can't remember their names.
Oh, okay.
But you look through the shit that they've done, and you're like, oh fuck, you've done everything. I think it's Leonardo, who's the guy that is who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in Clone Wars.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Like it's that kind of
him.
level of. But Chris Evans plays Casey Jones. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar. It always takes me a moment to remember her name. Plays April O'Neil. Fucking Mako plays Master Splinter. Patrick Stewart plays.
Oh shit! So that was the one that Kevin Smith does voice.
Yeah. Patrick Stewart plays the bad guy, and I was like, he's kind of cool. And watching it now, I'm like, man, your plot makes no sense.
Yeah, James Arnold Taylor is Leo, and yeah, that was Obi-Wan. Yeah. I love.
He's really good at it.
You've seen I Know That Voice, right? Have we talked about this?
I've seen some of it.
I love the bit where he's talking about him coming up with his Obi-Wan voice because he pulls off like pitch perfect Ewan, pitch perfect Alec Guinness, and then combines them just real time right in front of you.
God, that's scary. Ooh, God, voice actors are so cool.
And then Nolan North is Raph, like fucking Nathan Drake. What? Mikey Kelly is Michelangelo. Mikey Kelly.
He's one of those that he doesn't have any. I don't think he has any of those like, oh my God, it's him. But
oh yeah, like a bunch of shit that I've never seen. For the most part, it looks like.
I mean, if you look at his Wikipedia, it's just like thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. He's had a pretty busy career.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's one of those guys I've heard, but. Mm-hmm. And then Mitchell Whitfield is Donatello. Oh shit! He's done like some film. He was in My Cousin Vinny and shit. Okay, and like Sergeant Bilko and oh shit, that's fun. Oh, and he's Norbert. He was Norbert in Angry Beavers.
Okay, yeah. Here's one of the like minion. Like I don't think the character even gets a name. He's just like a robber who appears twice. Is one of those voice actors that was in like every 90s cartoon. This is like, your voice just makes me happy. I will say, if you watch this, I mean, one, as I said, the plot is nonsense on every level. It is very much a 2007 CGI animation. Most of it's good, but some of it, you're like, wow, that's that texture ain't right.
I might have to fucking watch this.
I highly... It's on HBO Max. It's only like an hour and a half long.
Like I said, I know I've seen it before. Like, and I'm reading this cast, and I'm like, I just want to hear all of them do these voices.
Yeah, no, they're all great. And I remember Peter Laird talking about that he desperately wanted to do a live... He described it as a mix of live action and animation, and really he meant live action and just CGI the turtles. Like what they would do later on. But he really wanted Chris Evans and Sarah Michelle Gellar to come back in the same roles. I actually think Chris Evans would have been a pretty good Casey Jones still.
I like that. I can see it in
They're
my
a
head.
little old now, but that's fair. This movie came out 15 years ago. Stephen Amell was not a bad choice for Casey Jones. I haven't seen those movies. I've only seen little bits of them, but...
No, he was a good choice.
Wasn't it Megan Fox's?
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that. I am not a Megan Fox hater. There were people that desperately hated her for being hot, I guess. And I never understood why, because I'm like, oh, she's not a great actress, but...
She ain't bad.
She's not bad, and she is gorgeous.
She does a great job in Jennifer's Body.
Oh, I did hear that was very good. So, like, more power to her, and she spoke truth to power against powerful white men in the industry. Good for you. But, you know, so I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about her as April, but also, I don't have any problem with it.
No.
She probably had more to do than she did in that first fucking Transformers movie.
Almost undoubtedly.
That entire reason she was in that movie was so she could look really hot when she opened up the cab of Bumblebee.
It was a success on that.
It worked. Especially because I was like 19 years old, because I think that was the same year this came out. That was during my go to the movies phase.
What else do we have to say about that? We kind of covered a little bit of both of the things that
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to, as I realized we were just going to do kind of a general Turtles. It's sometimes hard when we're like, we're going to talk about Nightwing this episode, or we're going to talk about the Ninja Turtles, because there's so many ways you could go.
Well, I'm intentionally holding back on some things just because
we can do future episodes.
Well, I know that Stephen already wants to come on and talk about TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze. So
it is my favorite. I'm going to insist that it is the best of the live action Turtles movies.
I have such love for that movie. I definitely love it more than the first. The first one might have been one of my first favorite movies. It was supplanted by the second one.
Yeah, Toka and Razor are awesome. We'll get to it that time. Oh, I don't remember because I kept reading as I got through this because I'm getting back into the Turtle series anyways. Do we meet Bebop and Rocksteady in this series?
Yes.
But before they get transformed. Okay.
And it took me a second to realize it. And then I was like, oh, wait.
It's fucking Bebop and... I have such deep love for... I mean, I love Toka and Razor because they're from Secrets of the Ooze. But I adore Bebop and Rocksteady for reasons that I do not fully understand.
I was really hoping that by the end of this particular collection, we were going to see Baxter Stockman flied out.
I don't know when or if he gets flied out, because he lasts quite a while before he turns into a little fly guy. Bebop and Rocksteady get their own miniseries.
Oh, that's dope.
It's like Bebop and Rocksteady destroy everything or something. I want to say they get their hands on the time crystal, and it goes really badly.
Do we get any Wingnut?
Which one is Wingnut?
The bat.
I believe so. I don't remember if it's a bat or a bird, but one of Shredder's minions flies. They just introduced Venus de Milo in this.
Oh shit! No way.
Fucking really. And kind of a transgender storytelling thing. It's not she's not a trans character, but I could see some allegory in it. Also, the current writer is Sophie Campbell, who I first started following when they were the illustrator for Glory back in like 2007 under their dead name. So I'm not gonna, but great artist and now a pretty good writer, but who is trans. So I'm wondering, it is a character that was originally a frog that was reworked thanks to various shenanigans and is now Venus de Milo, the next turtle. Also, she's now the sixth turtle because they brought in another female turtle, a Foot Clan member named Jenica, who was transformed into a turtle thanks to blood transfusion. Who I think was an original character that Sophie Campbell had an idea for. I'm not 100% certain on that, before they were finally allowed to bring in Venus de Milo, because Venus de Milo is the female turtle from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation, which was the terrible live-action TV series they did. And I want to say it's Peter Laird, but one of the creators, could be Eastman, fucking hated her. She was utterly banned from being used. So, I mean, literally, from when she disappeared in the early 90s, I mean, Next Mutation is old enough that it crossed over with the fucking Power Rangers.
Right. It was 97 to 98.
They were not...
Right. Yeah.
They were not allowed to touch Venus de Milo again. I want to say she had a bow, but I'm not sure. This series is going to fucking Ninja Turtles. I highly recommend, if you can read the TMNT series, take your shot. Shredder gets killed, and there's a mini-series called Shredder in Hell. Fucking Splinter takes over the Foot Clan at one point and ends up kind of at odds with the Turtles.
Okay.
Like, it becomes determined that he can't lead both the Foot Clan and the Turtles. So the Turtles go off on their own. Old Hob forms Mutant Town, which is just a town of various mutants. He forms the Mutanimals at one point, which was like a spin-off of them, and brings in some classic... Anything and everything is free fucking reign. The Technodrome is a major story thing that goes on.
The Technodrome's awesome. And I had a friend that had the Technodrome.
My buddy had the Technodrome.
So fucking jealous.
Ultrams, do not care about. The Technodrome, all here for. One of the all-time great supervillain layers.
Yes. Absolutely. Technodrome is way up there.
Plus, it's called the fucking Technodrome. Like, what else do we need?
Man, has anybody done anything interesting with the Battletoads lately? That's all this got me thinking of.
I keep thinking that we need the Battletoads again.
That's all this has me thinking of.
God,
like,
if
they
we're
had
gonna
such
talk
success
about-
with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, somebody can kick some new life in the Battletoads.
If we're gonna talk about fucking hard video games, the fucking Battletoads. Battletoads, and I think Street Sharks needs another run, and I will say this till my dying day, the Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, Biker Mice from
Fucking
Mars.
so cool.
I liked that shit. I didn't get into it as much as some of the other things.
I had the VHS episode, or the VHS that had the first 3 episodes.
Oh, sweet.
So I watched those. I think I destroyed the VHS. Like, I think I wore out the fucking tape. Fuck it, let's call it here. Let's,
I mean, we're going to talk about Turtles again in the future at some point.
Again, it is one of the biggest franchises in history. Also, I should say, when I listed the 5 most successful comic books in history, that's the American comic book scene.
Oh, yeah.
When you put in Japan, One Piece is disturbingly popular. Not because it's like Star Wars big in Japan.
Right.
It
and
is.
then if you include some of those European comics too are just
Yes, but my area of knowledge is American comic books. So that's, if we're going to talk American comic books, it's probably 4 or 5 in the world's most successful comic book products. Recommendations. I can go first because you clearly did not think that through based off the look that one of us always has. I'm actually going to stick with the theme. There are, because IDW is super willing to do crossovers, they've done 3 Batman Ninja Turtles crossovers. 2 of them kick all kinds of ass. The third one's still fun, but it's a mess.
Okay.
It's kind of supposed to be. The 2 worlds got merged together. So, like, Batman was raised by Splinter, and all of the Turtles take the properties of different Robins.
Okay.
So, like, Leo is Nightwing, Raph is Jason Todd, etc., etc. It's good, it's fun, it's just a mess. And also, the Ninja Turtles Power Rangers comic book crossover is significantly better than it has any right to be. Like everything in the fucking Boom Power Rangers comics. We might do a run of those because fucking,
Not a bad idea. Some of those are.
Oh, I'm mad about how much I love Power Rangers now.
Was it? Kyle Higgins do a lot of shit on
Yeah, Kyle Higgins launched it. Ryan Parrott, Matt Groom, like all of them. Some big name, Dan Mora is like one of the next big things in comics, and I don't think it was his start, but he got recognized doing the art for Ninja Turtles.
Back when Fat Man Beyond was
fucking Power Rangers, not Ninja Turtles.
Back when Kevin Smith's Fat Man Beyond podcast was Fat Man on Batman, Kyle Higgins was one of my favorite interviews. He does a really good interview with Kev.
I've been a fan of Kyle Higgins for a while, ever since I read some of his Nightwing stuff with Scott Snyder. It wasn't Nightwing, it was Dick Grayson as Batman, but I picked it up based off the power of that. And the first time I read it, I was like, no, this is bad. And then I reread it and went, oh no, this kicks all kinds of ass. This is really good. But yeah, Batman TMNT, especially TMNT 2, where Bane takes over the Foot Clan. Okay. And among other things, fucking takes over the Empire State Building and puts a Bane mask on it to show that he has seized control of New York.
That's amazing.
It's so good. And all of the Foot Ninja have the Bane, like, painted on, like, the white part of Bane's mask painted on their Foot Clan masks.
Okay. That's wild. Oh, shit.
It's goofy. It's everything you want it to be.
Bringing up Kyle Higgins, I'm pretty sure it was the Kyle Higgins interview that turned me on to this. I think you might have recommended it before at one point, but I can't remember. I think we may have just brought it up at some point, too. My recommendation is going to be Gotham Central.
Gotham Central by Ed Brubaker, and I can't think of the
Greg
artist.
Rucka.
Oh, you're right. Greg Rucka, not Brubaker. But I can't think of...
Oh, no, it's they
it's
both
both
wrote.
of them.
Yeah, with pencils
No
by...
wonder it was so goddamn good.
Yeah. Michael Lark.
It's the 2 best crime writers in comic books of the last fucking 30 years.
But it's a police procedural comic book set in Gotham.
So good.
It's like, what... Not that we need to be putting cops in too sympathetic of a light, but it's like, if you're a cop working in Gotham, what the fuck do you have to deal with?
Yeah, in the first storyline, they have to deal with Mr. Freeze. What do you do with Mr. Freeze when Batman's not there?
Yeah.
And I'll say, in fairness, I mean, it's propaganda. Like any kind of cop show. So is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'll fucking fight for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But it doesn't shy from the fact that Gotham PD is still corrupt as hell.
Right.
Even with Gordon doing everything he fucking can. Even with, oh god, I can't think of the captain that he brings over from Metropolis to help out.
Oh, I don't remember either. Fuck.
She's great.
Yeah.
Also, not early, but like early 21st century queer representation in the comics. The main character, Montoya, is a lesbian, which is... It doesn't seem like anything now, but like that was big in 2003.
But yeah, those comics just blew me away. Probably one of my favorite Joker moments. He's not even on panel, but when they find, God, what was it? Didn't he have?
I've never finished the series. I should say I've read the first like 2 or 3 volumes.
So there's this,
and it was years ago.
There's this bit. I think he has like remote control. I want to say it was like sniper nest setup, something like that.
Sounds like the Joker. Fuck that guy.
And when they rush up into the room and find the room that it was in and stuff, there's like a computer sitting there, and it just has this message left to him from the Joker, and it's like this. Oh God, I can't even remember how it goes. It's this weird rambling paragraph where he's like, "Haha, you caught me," and da 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 da, and little birdies go tweet tweet tweet, and this and this and that, and da 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 da, and this is all brought to you by the fucking Joker for Gotham Mayor or something like campaign, and
we saw that in Harley Quinn.
yeah. God, I actually used to have it slightly memorized, and it's just been way too long since I've read that fucking comic.
That's fine.
But
yeah, if you like, especially if you liked the modern The Batman, you will like Gotham Central. Keep in mind it's 20 years old, so some parts of it do feel 20 years old, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Early 2000s comics actually was a pretty high point for comics for a minute there.
You already gave away what we're doing next time.
We're going to Lower Decks Season 2, because
Season 3's out soon.
Soon. End of August?
Something like that.
Late August. So just in time. But that's next time. In the meantime, we're your Generals of Nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi everybody, General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.